So it's possible that I did this right. Unlikely, but it is possible. Well, now seems like as good a time as any to reconnect that rear sway bar. The OEM rubber bushings are pretty beat up, so I did get some aftermarket ones with nice thick poly bushings. So let's throw that together and be able to set this thing on the ground soon eventually. Where was I? Oh, right. I put the fuel tank all the way over there. In one of my rare good ideas, I recognized that this was going to be sitting nozzle up. I didn't want debris falling into it, so I did throw this on there. Grab the motor oil that they recommend lubricating connections with. There is, as they say, always time for lubricant. I suppose at some point I should get the stabilizer bar back on. Where does that actually... I think I just spent time getting these things over the stabilizer bar that I think, the sway bar that I think goes on top. I will have to double check that. Oh, yeah, maybe I should climb out and get the damn fuel filter before I even think about tank. And for whatever reason, I recorded absolutely none of that. Oh well. And every so often, I will do this idiotic thing where, for whatever reason, I set what I'm carrying down in a completely reasonable, very safe place, and subsequently have no idea where that completely reasonable, safe place is. And I seem to have done that with the other side of the aftermarket links, toe links here. No, not toe links. What are these called? These stabilizer bar links. Initially, I had some fear that put this on upside down, but turns out that I'm probably okay. And did I just smear?
It's you I'm in love with. You got to know it ain't no me.
I think a toy when I was a child that basically stack plastic donuts on a rod. What a boring sounding toy. Torque on this is much lower than I would have guessed, like 11 pound-feet. At some point I will discover where I put that other one. It came with these metal collars. I'm like, well, where the hell does this go? I think the answer is that place that you didn't put one in. Apparently I did not experiment with this enough before putting it in place. Yeah, because if I just stack them, nothing's going to work right. This... Really? Well, I think I'm going about this all wrong. I think I can just make a tower out of these. This doesn't seem like something that would be all that challenging, and yet I am having a ton of problems Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a 2-second thing, and no. Too thick. Why is... Let's put that there. Well, that only took 12 fucking tries. Oh, pinch, 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 pinch. Really glad that that is my glove and not my finger. Okay, so that's in place, so now I just need to find the one that I dropped. That worked much better, and hopefully at some point I will find the one that I misplaced. Well, speaking of really aggravating, the next thing to do is to put this heat shield back in place. That's... I remember being a little bit of a pain coming out. I can't imagine it's going to be any easier to get back. Let's see here. Flex pipe is going to go up front. Did I get a new exhaust hanger of this type? God, I fucking hope so, because this is torn. Alright, I better pause. Well, if nothing else, the parts car came through and gave me a part. Yeah, eventually that'll get held up by other things. For the moment, it does not get held up at all. And this is where we find out how good the parts catalog is at recognizing the difference between the regular Focus and the SVT. Yeah, it turns out the answer may be not very well. No, not really. It's not even the right inner diameter. I have several of these. I wonder if one of them is correct. Still don't know what happened to that freaking link. It's gonna bug me for days and days and days, or at least until I find it, which I'm sure it's like everything else, just I'll be looking for something else. This is on loosen, right? Oh, I wonder if this is a battery issue more than a Okay. Ow, that's my head. That's kind of sharp too. Okay. Found it. It's metal and black plastic, completely camouflaged. Alright, and 11. This one goes to 11. I can even read it in this light. There's 10, that's 11. So there was a break in filming. My parents came up and visited. Didn't have a whole lot of warning of that. Yeah, like a week and a half notice, something like that. No big deal, they're my parents, but there was a little bit of a break in filming there. Parents came up and visited, which was cool. And Dad was able to help me do a couple of things that would require more than one person to do. For example, the inboard eye bolts for the restraints. Very challenging to do single-handedly because you have to kind of hold the eye bolts steady while tightening from the other side, and that is just not easy. In fact, I would argue that it's probably not actually physically possible for a lone human to do that. I was able to use my dad as sort of a crash test dummy to rough in the seats. Threaded that onto the cable tie like before. I've threaded that onto the cable tie improperly because those top couple of things go above. The very one top thing goes above. You fucking idiot. Now we arrange this to go through that hole and that hole. Son of a bitch. Where'd the washer go? That was convenient. Why did I think that this technique was so effective last time? Was I imagining things? Probably. Okay, well, so far, so good. Let's hold that there a moment while I figure out what on earth happened to the Oh god, I hope it didn't slip down in there. Oh no, it can't. I don't think. Oh, it's there. Well, that's a fantastic design. Oh, really? It is up, I shit you not, inside. It's up in there. Up in this slot. Like hole in one, right? Can I hook it? It has a hole in the middle. If I would have known this was a possibility, I probably would have done something to prevent it. Alright. Note to self. Jam something in there to keep this from happening. Now watch, I won't be able to get this out of the way once I get the sway bar reattached. The stuff that they gave me in the little tube was allegedly lubricant, but man, does it ever sticky. Stay. feels so wrong to put that little torque on anything suspension related. Well, in terms of the missing parts hierarchy, the sway bar links weren't too bad. I did eventually find them. They weren't so expensive that replacing them would have been a huge financial hit, but they were expensive enough that looking for them made more sense. If it was a 50-cent hardware store bolt, I probably just would have replaced it rather than keep looking for it, and eventually found it. But more importantly, it was not time critical, and I had plenty of other things to keep me occupied in the meantime. So, fortunately, I think all the brake parts I left in the right place, and that's probably the next thing to work on, get those rear brakes on so I can put some wheels on there, and get me one step closer to having a functional car. See you in a couple weeks. Maybe this is one of those things where I should just play back the tape. How did I get this on last time? I should review the tape.